Alrighty then. That cut me short. I was trying to get some food in me because I'm running out of energy here. I've not even had breakfast. I'm just like eating between games. Alright guys. Well, we're back again with the next game. And I'm starting to lose track of things. It's going by so quickly. Jordan23 taking another win for TyRanT B there in that last game against the Viper in the 1v1. Excellent stuff for them. And it's currently 5-3 to TyRanT B. I'm a poet and I just don't know it. Excellent stuff indeed. I don't know if I updated the score actually. So if the scores are wrong, you'll have to excuse me for that. But this now is the following game. And it is a Team Migration, a map that I have never ever casted before and I've never seen before. And I'm not sure who made this. It might have been the Prophet, but I think it was in the the War is Coming map making contest. So community made map, and it should be an interesting one because obviously everyone starts on the same island. And there's very limited resources, and obviously they're going to want to migrate to the center island as well. So this is going to be a great map, it's going to be a great game, and I wonder what strategies they've come up for it. It should be very good. So anyway, let's introduce the players. Up to the north of the map is TyRanT A. Over to the left here in the teal, we've got the Viper playing as the Turks. In the pocket, I suppose it doesn't really matter where they are, is Cab playing as the Koreans in blue. Off to his right is Fire in yellow playing as the Spanish. And over to the far right is Down in pink playing as the Vikings, pardon me. Now, we may see a restart before the 4th minute, so we'll have to wait and see if that happens or not. I kind of hope it doesn't. It seems like, you know, this is not really a restartable map. They all start with the same resources, and they all start in the same locations, so I don't see what reason they would have to actually, you know, have a restart here. But I guess we will see in time. And yeah, down to the south of the map here, we have TyRanT B, who are currently even in the lead in this tournament. Off to the left, we've got no, we've not. We've got Bagiofro playing in orange as the Spanish. To his right, we've got Riet playing as the Turks in red. We've got Slam in okay. We've got Slam in green as Koreans. And never mind, we've got a Re. Okay. That's kind of lame. Jordan23 used this Re apparently first. And I'm not sure why these guys decided to restart so much. Why they decided to restart at all. But they did. So I guess we have to deal with that fact and go back and hope they get the next game going pretty quickly, which they should do because we don't have any spectator delay. So yeah, restart there for TyRanT B, I think. And they're going to restart the game in just a second's time. So sorry about that, we had to go back. But yeah, the late game on this map is going to be great. Much hype. Yeah, they both did a Re at the same time. I don't know who really used it. So, I don't think they're going to restart again. So, I'm hoping they don't. I mean, I don't understand why they'd Re so much anyway. I mean, I didn't really look at the map in that much detail. Maybe, you know, it could have been a bad ball location or something. But I don't see why they would feel the need to restart in that location, in this map. I don't understand that. But whatever their reasons are, I'm sure they understand more than me because they decided to do it. And yeah, next game is going to come up in just a second. So yeah, don't go anywhere. And when we get to 1,000 views, we're going to give away another copy of Civ 5. Because Civ 5 is awesome. It's a great game. And once you start playing it, you're going to get hooked just by the way. So yeah. It might be more of a bad thing to win Civ 5 than a good thing if you end up getting addicted to it. But you can blame me for that. If you win a copy, if we get to 1,000 viewers, that is. Okay, next game now. Okay, here we go. So we're back again, and we are on Team Migration. It's a really cool map, and well, this is the restarted game 8. No, game 9. Restarted game 9. The score is currently 5-3 to TyRanT B. And over to the left of the map here, we have TyRanT A. They are Cab in blue, playing as the Koreans. Fire in yellow, playing as the Spanish. We've got Doubt in teal, playing as the Vikings. And the Viper in red, playing as the Turks. So that's TyRanT A on this small island here to the left of the map. Over to the right, we've got TyRanT B. And this is Bagiofro in orange, playing as the Spanish. We've got Riot in pink, playing as the Turks. And we've got Jordan23 playing as the Vikings in grey. And last but not least, we've got Slam in green, playing as the Koreans. Now, this is an awesome map. It's team migration. So normally in migration, everyone starts on their own island. But this time, no. It's not going to be the case. Now, Slam complaining about this gold here, saying that it's kind of stuck, and I think he does have a point. It's very, very concealed by trees.
Yes.
And Jordan asking if he can take it, but obviously they could take this to be... They could take this to be a bugged map, or they could take this to be a restart, but I don't think they will, because I think... let's see what happens then. They paused it. I think though that this gold shouldn't be too much of a problem, because I think TyRanT B already used their restart in the last game, so I don't think they can actually restart here. But this gold is a little bit of an issue because it is so surrounded by trees. I don't know if they're going to claim bugged map or some restart again. But we'll see. I mean, TyRanT A might give them the restart if they feel like, you know, being a good sportsman. TyRanT A's gold definitely looks a lot more accessible. Obviously, this one here, fairly accessible. The others, very accessible indeed. So, a little bit of a disadvantage there for TyRanT B.
No.
But they're just going to check... They're just going to check how many tiles are available, and if there's less than, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 tiles that are actually visible on that gold that aren't blocked. I think that's not enough to call it a bugged map. If 6 are available, then that's completely fair. Viper's saying that he's got one that's surrounded by trees, in which case that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides that are only visible. So I think they won't let them call it a bugged map in this situation. And I actually agree. I would say that that isn't technically bugged. But we'll see what Slam says here and see what the other teams say. I mean, it could very well be that they honour them a restart anyway. But I guess we'll just have to wait for the end of this pause. They're trying to work out exactly how many gold faces are available. Unpause now. And I don't know. They're saying go back, but I think they're pausing again now. I'm not sure. Alright, okay, they're going to play on anyway. I think Slam's saying, alright, it's whatever, it's doable. There's not much gold available here, but we can deal with it, is kind of the way he's going here. So, fair enough. Slam, they're not going to restart at all. He's going to have to make do with the gold that he has there. And it's pretty horrible, let's be honest, but... it's technically not bugged, so I don't think he could legitimately call a restart there. So yeah, this map is migration, but it's team-styled, and I'd be very interested to see what strategies they go for. Plenty of gold and stone in the centre of the map. Lots of wood as well, and actually very sparse wood on their starting islands. But they do have enough wood and enough gold to do a grush, and of course make a lot of fishing ships as well. And I'll be very curious to see if these guys actually go for a kind of standard kind of build that you normally see on migration, where they build like 30 or 40 fishing ships. Well, not 30 or 40 fishing ships, 30 or 40 population. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the chat here. I'm pretty sure they're going to play on, but they paused at 3 minutes 57, so TyRanT A could be deliberating a restart now, which I don't see why, because their golds are all in good positions actually. I'd say TyRanT A's map not looking too bad over here. In fact, the islands looks a little bit bigger for Tyrant B, but they don't know that yet. So you know, neither of them can call out on that one. But yeah, I think maybe we could see quite a lot of fishing ships there. Obviously, the rush distance between these guys is going to be a long way. You have to go all the way around the outside of the map with some galleys to get over there. And by the time you do reach them, or your opponent, you may find yourself up against war galleys at that point.
Yes.
So, I don't know what the Viper's doing here. We're still paused, and they're unpaused, and we've gone past the 4-minute mark. We don't have a restart. Thank God for that. All right. So yeah, we'll see how many fishing ships they go for. We'll see if they go for quite a big rush at all. It could be the case that we see 2 or 3 docks from each player with fishing ships. But the obvious issue here is that if you put too many fishing ships back here, they're going to keep blocking each other. And there's only that many big fish back here. Where in normal migration, you're probably going to have this many fish to yourself. If you're lucky. So I feel like there's kind of a little bit of a risk of making too many fishing ships back here and ending up blocking each other and, you know, taking the fish too quickly. And I think maybe there's going to be a little bit more of an emphasis on going for the middle in this game as well. Now in migration,
yes,
players are always going to try and take the water, and I think it will be no different here. But I think that if you lose the water in this map, then it's not such a big deal, because the center island is huge. There's a lot more gold and stone on here, and obviously if you control this center island in the late game, then it doesn't matter if you win the water, because it's less likely to matter if you win the water, because you've got all the gold and you've got all the stone under your control. So we'll see what the players do and ride it out. I think we're going to see some good castle times here, though, before any action really gets underway. Everyone at the moment with a dock. And it seems like they're opting to dock on opposite sides of the island as well, which makes a lot of sense, because obviously where the fish are, and also their starting locations, preferably docking at the back here so they can take the corner fish. And I don't know why, but Fire's probably got the worst dock location, and Doubt probably got the worst dock location of the lot. There's hardly any big fish here in the middle, or this little sort of passageway, and I don't know why they've decided to dock there and not at the end of the islands where there's a lot more fish available for gathering. We can see that there's no docks on the front at all for Tyrant B, unless I suppose you count this one from Bad Geofro, but it's very close to the corner anyway. So I don't know what I feel about that, and you know, that could be an indication that Tyrant A are looking to get onto the middle very quickly, and they could be trying to push out, and maybe, you know, like we saw with Golden Hill, they could be looking to try perhaps and just prevent them from even landing on there with like a feudal army if necessary. But I think that's probably very unlikely. I think everyone's going to go castle first before they attempt to make a landing, but I don't know, we could see something different altogether. No one is up to feudal yet. They're all on 26, 28 population, and well, adding in more fishing ships by the looks of it. Let's have a look over here. We've got 5 fishers from Riot, 3 at the moment from Bad Geofro, 5 from Jordan, and 4 from Slam. And we'll just see how many they keep adding. I mean, Doubt is on 5 at the moment. Fire is on 5 as well, so it definitely seems like they're going for more fishing ships. And of course the Viper here with 4 at the moment at the back, perhaps lacking 1 though. Let's see if he's adding in more at all. Yep, definitely more coming in. So there's just going to be a lot of fishing ships from all of them, and of course that's going to allow them to get a lot more food income and allow them to faster castle times as well, which is great. And yeah, I think honestly, yeah, wow, second dock coming up now from Cab as well. So like, obviously then, it's clearly going to be the case where he is going to keep adding those fishes in and do a really fast rush as well, which is interesting because obviously the rush distance is quite far. But if Cab can pick off some fishing ships here, then that's going to be really good for him. In actual fact, it'll be amazing, because if they manage to take out all the ships of their opponents, there's not a whole lot of food on these starting islands. They're going to have to start seeding farms and things like that. So really crucial to take that water control, and if you can, take your opponent's fishes down. It looks to me like Riot is, let's just get him up real quick, up to Feudal now, but he's got, how many fishing ships that? 4, 5, 6, 7 fishing ships right there. And he is, I believe, a little slower than Cab here, who, wow, is already Feudal now. So, Galley's on the way out, going with a 3-dock Grush, it seems. And, you know, that's kind of unusual for Migration, to see a 3-dock Grush really quickly in Feudal. But I guess this is not Migration, it's Team Migration. And the players are going to try and play it a little bit differently. I think the advantage that TyRanT A have in this tournament is having Cab for the maps that aren't really played very often. I mean, this map has never really been played before, and for Cab, he gets to come up with a strategy, and they're going to execute that, and that's something that is going to give them an advantage and set them apart, I think. And so I think it seems like some of them are going to fast castle and go to the middle, for sure. Doubt here, 42 population up to Feudal. So he's going with a more standard kind of build for Migration. Yes. And I think Fire doing the same as well, actually. He is 45 population Feudal. Bagiofro is, not Bagiofro, Slam even 43 population Feudal. So a lot of extra fishes coming in for 2 of them, and the others seem to be grushing. Interesting stuff indeed. Jordan now sending a villager over to the center. I think he's going to be the first one to actually make a landing. And of course he's going to be looking to, well, get up and scout over there where he can. Slam's like, WTF, I don't know what his problem is. And wow, on the right hand side, a little bit of action already. Riot versus K-Cab down here, or Cab down here. So it looks like they're trying to take the water control. It seems like B are playing a little bit more defensively here, whereas TyRanT A are trying to push out and actually look for hunt some kills down. Whereas B just seem to be sort of sitting back with their galleys, protecting their villagers and their fishing ships and their galleys, and obviously with that, just going to be in a better position, I feel. I think TyRanT B playing very passively in this position is not a bad thing. Obviously not losing any fishing ships of their own, not taking any fishing ships of their enemies, but already making some moves into the center of the map. And Jordan now adding in, where is he? Adding in extra docks here as well, so that he can get even more fishing ships out and move these fishes over here to get better saturation on the fish, which makes a lot of sense. So loads of docks coming up from Jordan. Looks like he's going to do a huge grush, and it makes sense. He's playing as the Vikings, so once he does get up to that castle age, gets war galleys, he's going to have cheaper boats. They're going to build faster, and he is going to be looking to push a huge advantage. Doubt then also doing similar, actually. He is building a lot of galleys at the moment. But it seems to me like Fire's team first to get onto the land here. And similar to the Golden Hill game that we saw, stable straight up. It looks to me like he's trying to get aggressive straight away. Bagiofro, though, a castle going up in the center straight away as well. He's already up to the castle age. In fact, he is the first one up to castle here, going up with just 37 population. And Doubt asking to be transported across. But yeah, I think interesting. Viper here as well, putting up a stable. It looks like these guys trying to get as much coverage of the center area as they can. But Bagiofro's fast castle there, going to be really good for him. It's going to help protect this TC. It's going to help to lock down some of this area as best they can. So, yeah, Jordan's saying that, like, yeah, I'm kind of passive over here. It makes a lot of sense. He's got a lot of fishing ships. He doesn't want to leave home in case he ends up, you know, getting beaten and then losing his fishes back at home. So Bagiofro now scouting out Fire's lumber count there. Going to see that stable as well. Going to give the intel to his teammates, but Conquistador straight out for him as well. And that's great, because obviously Conquistador is going to be able to raid and kill villagers very quickly. Going to be able to do a lot more damage as well. Viper now 2 stables here on the center island. Knights coming out 2 at a time. And I'm a little bit concerned now for TyRanT B, because they only have Bagiofro on this center island, who has anything at all to do with military. Jordan was there with that villager, but he's not built a TC or a castle. Slam only just building a TC now, but TyRanT A getting aggressive already.
Yes.
With these knights and with these stables. But Badgeofro the only one on B to actually make any military here, so a little bit risky. It looks like he's trying to ferry those villagers away, fair enough. But look at those conquistadors, lots of damage to that transport ship. In fact, 20 damage in 2 hits, that's pretty formidable. Viper now looking to take some map control. Pushing out with those knights and looking to, well, raid and see what he can find, really. They obviously know that Badgeofro has a castle. They've been killed by it, and they've seen the conquistadors. And now, on the left side, we've got Slam and Jordan 23 pushing out, looking for some kills here now. It does look like TyRanT B has water control at the moment, but saying that, Cap does seem to have a little bit of a better army here, bigger army for sure. Both equal on the upgrades, but Cab is definitely outnumbering Riot here, I'm sure of it. But he's going back anyway, perhaps waiting for those upgrades. And now, of course, Doubt saying, ah, crap, I'm 2v1 on the water. Jordan 23 got War Galley, Slam got War Galley as well. They're pushing in on this side, looking to take out what fishers they can, looking to do what damage they can to the water economy of TyRanT A. There's lots of fishing ships back here for these guys to go for. But I think Doubt has numbers. I really do think he has numbers. He's got 27 war galleys here, I think. And compare that to the 16 military of Riot and the 14 of Jordan 23. They just kind of have to go back. There's no question about it. Viper trying to raid Badgeofro here. So far not having a great success, but also sending his knights out to scout the other guys. I feel like TyRanT A have a much better and bigger presence on this center island already. Meanwhile, at the south of the map, we've got some fires coming in from Fire and Badgeofro, and Riot's still not upgraded War Galley yet because I don't know if he's castle. Let's see. Yeah, they're all castles, so we should get War Galley and Bodkin Arrow soon. And same for Cab as well. And man, there's just so much going on. And it's weird because Jordan at the moment is telling Slam to stop making water, which is very strange because, I mean, these guys could lose all their fishing ships. I mean, Jordan doesn't seem to be making that many galleys. Slam is helping to make war galleys, and they're still outnumbered by Doubt at the moment. So I'm not quite sure what their plan is here. Whether or not it's to take the middle as best they can, I don't know. But it seems to me like TyRanT B, if they don't go much more into water, they will lose all of their fishing ships. TyRanT A at the bottom here, Cab with his war galleys and fire ships from Fire. And, well, Doubt coming up in the top as well. TyRanT A about to make a huge push on the water here, which could really turn this game in their favour. And obviously these are the TCs very close to the water here. Could get taken down quite easily by war galleys. And these guys wanting to go back a little bit. I think they've got the numbers now. It looks like they should have the numbers to defend. But on the bottom, Riot is in full retreat, it seems. Still continuing to pump out those galleys, whilst Badgeofro and Viper and Fire keep making units on land for now. So Doubt having to go back at the top, and Cab here might have to go back on the bottom actually. Riot with a huge score lead over him at the moment, and in actual fact he's going to push him right back. And wow, it was TyRanT A getting very aggressive. But I don't think that paid off at all. They definitely did not have enough on the water there. And TyRanT B mustering a huge water or navy, managing to do a really, really good job. The problem is still, though, that if this raiding continues from the Viper with these Janissaries, and if TyRanT A get a really good hold on this center island, it could be still very difficult. At the moment, we've got the Viper making Janissaries to raid, we've got Badgeofro making more castles and more conquistadors to raid as well. And obviously, they're just looking to do as much damage as they can in this center area. It really looks like Riot's pushing this one back now. Cap just doesn't seem to have enough galleys, even though it looks like he has more. Riot patrolling means his ships go on top of each other, they stack together, which means that obviously it looks like there's a lot less than there actually is. Not sure if he's really retreating now though. They've all gone up to a lot of docks in actual fact, and I think water control for TyRanT B looking very good in the north of the map. I mean, bear in mind, TyRanT B now have 3 players going very much into water, whereas TyRanT A really only have 2. So they should have the advantage, and now Jordan and Riot looks like they're going to push forwards at the top. And I heard a little bit of action coming over here, but I didn't really see all that much. Viper's still trying to raid with these Janissaries. And just going to switch through everyone real quickly here. Wow, Doubt's on 122 population at the moment. He must have a huge navy. It is fairly big. But what else has Doubt got? A lot of villagers. And a pretty strong economy. Resources starting to run out on their starting islands now. The gold getting quite low, actually. And you know, they are really going to have to make sure they've got this center island very much locked down in their territory. Bagiofro is doing everything he can, though, to prevent that from happening. There's another castle up here from Fire, another one from, initial castle, I suppose, from the Viper here. And Bagiofro is trying to make, well, let's see, is he making mangonels? I think he's making mangonels. Oh, rams. Well, he's making rams. It looks like he's going to try and ram rush this castle, or maybe even the town centre. But wow, big fight up here on the north, at the top of the map. Doubt going 2v1 against Slam and Jordan 23. I don't know who's going to win it, but it really looks like Doubt is coming up on top. His score is constantly going up here. And wow, that navy from Doubt was huge. Pushing this one right back, and now I think it's safe to say he has an advantage up here. But meanwhile, Riot at the south of the map, pushing Cap right back. And this could cause Doubt to have to come back as well. In fact, he may just do that. Really, really bad stuff up in the top here. But at the same time, bad stuff for TyRanT A at the south. So, you know, it's kind of evening out overall. And Doubt probably going to have to help out over here. Otherwise, they will lose water at the bottom. And they will end up losing all their fishing ships, which is just so nasty for them. So the late game is sort of incoming now. The Viper's up to the Imperial Age. Fire is up to the Imperial Age. Jordan 23 also clicking up to the Imperial Age. But Fire's going to be there first. And Fire here, playing as the Spanish, going to be looking to start raiding massively. He could add in more stables. At the moment, he's just got 2 castles. And I'm just waiting to see what he does, really. I'm a bit concerned and confused why he's gone Imperial so quickly here, but he's only got 89 population. He doesn't really seem to have the biggest economy in the world. Sure, he's got quite a few farms here, but as far as everything else is concerned, on this island, he really doesn't have a whole lot. And that's because Bagiofro has pressured him quite heavily. Problem now, of course, is that Riot is down at the bottom here. Getting in here, this is such a perfect place for TyRanT B to push now. Gonna get so many villager kills in this economy. Gonna be able to do a lot of damage. And Doubt still up here, not defending back at home. That's a big, big problem. At the same time, we've got Bagiofro pushing forwards now with some rams. There are some mangonels in there from Fire though, which I think Bagiofro is going to try and focus down quickly. Taking a lot of damage from those mangonels though. And now the action is really going to get going. The mangonels are down. Trebs are out for Fire though. But Bagiofro getting in here with these rams. It seems like Doubt does not care for Riot's ships, but look at the damage he's going to do. He is going to get so many kills at the moment in this wood line, just everywhere. This entire eco of Fire is under so much pressure now. He's going to probably lose this castle by the looks of it. They've got to be careful of that mangonel though. And Riot taking quite a lot of losses from this castle. But man, I'm so surprised Doubt is not helping out over there. It's not looking good at all. And Bagiofro now saying, oh, go back. So, not working out as well as they perhaps hoped. This castle still stands strong. But I'm surprised Riot didn't try and do more eco damage here. He can get around the back. There we go, now he is. Gaining down on, well, breaking down these gold piles, killing off a lot of villagers. And war wagons coming in from Slam, and they're not going to let up on the harassment, it seems. Bagiofro is now Imperial, the Viper is Imperial, and Jordan 23 is also Imperial. So we're going to see Galleon coming in very soon, which Doubt, by the way, does not have yet. He's got a lot of war galleys, but no galleons. But Jordan's under a lot of pressure here from the Viper, and he really does need some help there. That is not good for him. Slam, though, I think Slam's probably up to Imperial as well. He is nearly Imperial now. And, of course, Slam's in a good position with these war wagons, looking to do some damage to the Viper here. Meanwhile, Bagiofro is losing his castles, which is bad news because that means he's going to lose ground. But Riot doing a lot of damage back here. All of these villagers that he's going to get to kill. He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. So many dead villagers. So many villagers going to die in this eco. So many fishing ships going to get taken down. But now the Galleon upgrade is done for Jordan 23 at the top, looking to push in. Bagiofro, though, doing everything he can to keep this castle up. But my god, it's not looking so good at the moment. Both of these castles very low on health. Slam, though. Slam trying to do some damage with these war wagons, it seems. He's starting to mass them up quite a lot. And I wonder if he's going elite war wagon. He is. He's going 50% on elite war wagon now.
Yes.
And interesting choice for him. Interesting choice. War wagon's very beefy, very tanky. Gonna be able to do a lot of damage. But Janissary is able to pack a punch. They really are. 17 damage base is huge. Well, they're not going to go up from that. But unless they, well, you can upgrade them, of course, to elite. But he can't actually get attack upgrades on them. But even so, you know, that's a lot of attack damage. And Viper not going elite Janissary yet. In fact, he's actually adding in Hussars at the moment. And obviously the real battle now is starting to take place in the center of this map. Viper about to lose a castle here. But Bagiofro losing his castle on the front now. But he is now up to the Imperial Age. Continuing to pump out some Conquistadors. But look at this. Riot just getting so much back here. He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. He's got just 3 kills for days. Doubt's now Imperial though. And he's still got the biggest navy out of everyone, I feel. He is on. Let's just double check this because it's mad. 91 galleons. That's it. Jordan 23 is on 70. So Doubt has a huge advantage here with +4 attack and the ship armor done. Jordan does not have chemistry yet. Oh, he literally just got it now. So fairly even upgrade. Well, they are even on upgrades. But Doubt with so many war galleons. They're just a huge navy. I just wonder if he's going to be able to do that much with it now. Because the real action is starting to take place on the land. And the Viper here is starting to lose these castles. He's got to be very careful. A lot of Janissaries out. But then again for Slam, a lot of war wagons as well. But these guys, you know, if they do lose the water, I guess they could lose a lot of wood back here. A lot of villagers on their starting islands. Keeping that water very crucial. And I think Slam now as well starting to continuing to help out on the water. I'm surprised he's not upgraded Galleon actually. He's not adding in any more ships at all. And that is concerning because Doubt does have a larger navy there. Oh, war wagons on the front. There's so many of them. And the Vipers with these Janissaries, they're not elite though. Which I feel, you know, is a little bit risky. Obviously, war wagons here classed as cavalry archers, by the way. Which is kind of like, what? Are they a cavalry archer? Yes, they are. They're just so strong. 200 health points. 9+4 attack. Not the highest attack in the world. But just so much health points. They're able to tank like crazy. Bagiofro going to lose his trebs here, though. As he tries to take down Viper's eco. But I feel like TyRanT A have a huge hole in their economy now. This area here is just so easily raidable, and I think TyRanT B is starting to take a big advantage. The elite Conquistadors from Bagiofro doing so much damage here, but Janissaries coming in. Of course, the Conquistadors do have extra health. They do have less attack, however, and the same armor. But oh wait, they have better pierce armor. But yeah, I don't know. Bagiofro could do a lot of raiding. And I feel like these war wagons from Slam are going to be huge. Sitting in here, getting in that economy, and doing so much damage. Tanking the arrow fire like it's nothing. Doesn't even care. Meanwhile at the top, still a Mexican standoff, I suppose, between Doubt and Jordan 23. Riot's coming in at the back again though with Galleons. Going to get more kills at the back of the economy. And Wow, Bagiofro and Slam just grouping together here in the middle of TyRanT A's economy. And now, I think, well, the Viper with his elite Janissary is not going to stand up to this. There's just so many war wagons there. They are going to die. There is no question about it. And Slam, he is taking quite a lot of damage. And I think Bagiofro will do well to come in here as well. But I think TyRanT B is starting to make a good push now. They just need to keep it up. Jordan's starting to add in some skirmishers, but he can't really spare a huge amount of land army. Obviously, Jordan making so many galleons on the water that is pretty much it. Doubt as well. So many galleons on the water. But quite a lot of losses there for Slam, actually. War Wagon's incredibly expensive, and Bagiofro just wasn't really helping him out in that engagement at all, which I feel is really, a big mistake for him. Cab coming in now with some halberdier, and wow, Bagiofro is saying let's get back. The Viper with so many Janissaries, but I still feel like they could kill that. They still have the numbers, I think. But again, fighting under this castle, fighting under this TC, it's not a very good idea. Alright, right hand side, fire now, starting to make a lot of conquistadors as well. We're not seeing any cavalier or paladins, just all out conquistadors for now. And it's starting to get quite stalemate in the middle, actually. I really thought TyRanT B were going to start making a really strong push, but I think they just lost quite a lot there, really. Looks like the Viper's going to lose this castle, though, now. There we go. And again, more ways to get into their economy by the looks of things. Bagiofro trying to set up some trade now, and this is why it's so crucial to keep the water as well. You could end up losing your trade ships if you're not careful. Riot getting chased down by Doubt, and I'm not seeing a huge army from Riot at the moment, actually. He's got a few galleons on the water, but he's not making a huge land army. He's starting to mass up some Janissaries and going with Hussars as well, which, does make a lot of sense as the Turks. Oh man, in comes Doubt though with some siege rams, and he's going to take out this castle by the looks of things. So many war wagons for Slam though. That's nuts. So many war wagons, and I don't know if they're going to do that great. I mean, 5+3 range against 8 range, so they are even in range here, but it seems to me like the war wagons are going down much faster. It's just so difficult to see. Really, it's very difficult to see how fast they're going down, because they're just so piled up on top of each other. It's such a big unit. I don't know, actually. I don't know if these guys are going to win this at all. Viper here just patrolling these Hussars. They're tanking a lot of damage, and it seems to be like this entire army from Slam might get taken down. He's gonna go back, and we're gonna see just how many war wagons fell onto the floor there. That was a lot of dead wagons. But in comes Jordan 23 now. In he comes with some skirmishers. I think it's a little bit too late though, because Viper's Hussars already taking them down. And this game is getting extremely messy now. Still though, Doubt has not got past here in terms of water control, but he did get down that castle. Now he's got that siege ram upgrade done, making quite a bit of a difference. Slam had the score lead for a while there, but Riot's retaken it now, as he's done so much eco damage to all of these guys. And let's see. KCAB on 135 population, Bagiofro on 155, 167 for the Viper, 98 for Fire. Fire is very down at the moment. Doubt on 181, Riot on 190, Jordan on 190, Slam on 170, and we're back around to Cab. So it's looking better at the moment for TyRanT B for sure. Fire and Cab in a bad position at the moment, losing quite a lot of eco. Of course, now we've got the Turks, Riot and Bagiofro pushing in on the land. I don't know if these guys are perhaps going to forfeit the water here at the top, pardon me, because it looks like Doubt still has a huge navy. More than they can deal with, way more than they can deal with. So, that's really huge. And I feel like every time that Slam is pushing in, he's losing so many war wagons against Viper's army here. I am, however, extremely concerned for the bottom area of this map, because although Viper's making a good push up here, if these guys lose this hold down here, it's it. I mean, that's the opening into their eco again that they need. And there's so many units here, so many strong units, like, you know, Janissaries, Conquistadors, a lot of Hussars to raid, and of course the Bombard Cannons as well, which are just gonna help to take these castles down. And push fire right back once again. Even Jordan 23 here now with his elite skirms. Looking to bring them over just to help out. Obviously, Skirm's actually pretty good, I feel, in the situation. They're going to be able to take out the Conquistadors and the Janissaries reasonably well. Cab at the moment just maxing up the Halberdier, which I'm not sure about the decision for that. But Viper looks like he's really pushing Slam back up here. And wow, top of the map, Jordan's completely lost the water. But if they act quickly, if TyRanT B acts really quickly here, if they fight on the land with everything they've got, then maybe it won't matter that they've lost the water. Maybe it will just be the case of, okay, we've lost the water, let's just get all of our land units into their economy and destroy them on the land. Because if they lose the land, they're not going to win the game anyway. So I think TyRanT B getting very aggressive now. Over here, looking to push TyRanT A right back, but I don't know how much success they're really having. Riot's doing some good raiding here of Cab and Fire. Excellent stuff for them, and they've just got to hope, really, I guess, that they've got the momentum to push this one right back. And Badgiofra keeps saying to go back. I don't know about that decision. I mean, there's a lot of Halberdier here, but they're going to get taken out very quickly by the Janissaries and the Skirmishers, even the Conquistadors. Everything's going to take them out very quickly. And this castle now going down for Fire. Fire's going to lose even more villagers by the looks of it. He's really not having a great game right here. Yes. And so much death here on the front for TyRanT A. They're losing so much with Riot coming in with the Hussars now. A lot of Janissaries behind this. But, what was that back there? It looked like they were trying to raid from behind. But Badgiofra's got a lot of Hussars in here also. Huge battle going on there. Meanwhile, the Viper at the top pushing Slam right back. Slam's still trying to keep those war wagons alive. And we've got Doubt on the water still, trying to fight it out with Jordan up there. But this push down here is looking pretty good for TyRanT B. They might have taken quite a lot of losses, but they should be able to push in now. And obviously open their way into this eco and hit the Viper's eco as well where they can, because it's undoubtable at this stage that the Viper is the strongest force on the land. And if they can hurt his eco, then that's going to be great for them. I feel like TyRanT A are much more squashed together though. I think TyRanT B definitely seems to have much more map control at the moment. They've definitely got TyRanT A sort of on the back foot. And now continuing to push in, of course. Those siege rams from Badgiofra, good damage there. Of course, the bombard cannons from Riot as well. And Slam still holding on with his war wagons. Korean's an extremely good defensive civilization. Adding in some Halberdier there as well, I think that's a great decision. Going to be able to deal with those Hussars quite easily. And Viper just a little bit scared to lose his massive elite Janissaries, I feel. They're very strong. It feels like Fire's just running these units to their deaths now. Badgiofra are going to take this castle down from Fire again. And Fire's almost lost everything on the land here. This is a real problem for TyRanT A now, I think. TyRanT B just going to keep pushing in. And nothing is stopping them at the moment. Nothing at all. So many Janissaries and Conks here. And I feel like Viper has to come and help out. He's bringing his Janissaries over now. And whilst his Janissaries are down here, Slam's going to be able to re-push up at the top. And there's a lot of back and forth in this game. We've got an Onager coming out now for Cab though. I think that's a great decision. Onager going to absolutely flatten any Janissaries in the way, especially with that extra range, but getting flattened by that bombard cannon. And Cab, I don't think he's got the economy to afford the siege Onager upgrade at the moment. So he can only make a couple of Onagers. He's hardly got any gold at all. And this is looking horrible at the moment in the middle. An absolute mess of units. But again now, it looks like TyRanT A pushing this back. It really does look like they're pushing it back. Meanwhile, Doubt still on the water. Still looking good over there. And this area of the map is just such a bloodbath at the moment. I'm surprised that Badgiofra hasn't tried to raid this eco a little more. He's got a lot of Hussars here. And of course he could deal damage to the Onagers as well. But pushing this back pretty quickly, Viper got to the fight and turned it around quite quickly there. Meanwhile, in the middle, a big raid coming in from Fire and the Viper as well. Now, these guys have got a little bit of trade set up now. There's a market here and there's some markets here. But Viper and Fire in this trade line are looking pretty good. Taking out a lot of their ecos, trying to raid and kill villagers where they can. And I'm surprised Jordan's got back on the water at the top, which is a big deal. Slam's coming in now at the top as well. And there's just so much here, so much carnage. Now, I think the Hussars here are really going to help this out for Baggio for his team. Going to go straight for that Onager, of course, but I think the Hussars are going to really turn it around. There's so many of them. They're going to take down so many of the Viper's Janissaries, and I think that might be it very soon. Because if the Viper loses Janissaries here, there's not a lot of firepower in this army, and at the moment Riet's looking pretty goddamn good at the front here. The siege rams are tanking a lot of that Janissary fire. And the attack from Fire is still going on in the middle, but he's forced to come back because his teammates need him over here now. And there's the GG from the Viper. I think his team has decided that that is too much to handle. They just do not have the power to push it back. And obviously now Slam's still pushing forwards at the top as well. What a messy game that was. What an absolute mess. But in the end there, it was almost like a 3v4. Because Cap had no army left really. A few halberdier, not really that useful in this game. Doubt had no land army at all. He was all out on the water and he lost it. Doubt lost the water in the top here. And also, further to that, it was only really the Viper and Fire who had any land army left. Whereas for the other team, we had Bagiofro pumping out army, Riet pumping out army, and Slam pumping out army as well. And I think they just felt a bit overwhelmed on the land. And obviously after losing water there as well, that was clearly just the game. So very well played by TyRanT B. They've taken yet another victory, making it 6-3 now. As we go into the 10th game out of 12. There's still